Okay, welcome back. So what we've done now is we've managed to be able to connect our database to our web page. We've got data from it, we've displayed it on the page, we've been able to add new books, and we've been able to delete books that we don't want. Okay, so far so good. The only problem was that none of this was being done in real time. We were having to re-establish the page every time. We just refresh the page by pressing run to see if anything had happened. So really, if you've got an online database, what you want to do is get immediate updates. So here is so where are we rendering it? Well, we're rendering it here. This function here, we've got a function render book. Okay, and where do we call that from? Well, you may remember that when the page is loaded, we ran this. Okay, so this is get our database. This is get from our database. And that's all very nice, but actually what we want to do is perhaps replace this with something that's going to be a little bit more real time. So I'm just going to put a comment in here, get data from database in real time. Okay, so job number one, don't need this anymore. So I'm just going to comment these lines out. Okay, let's just do that. There we go. I'm going to, just for the sake of space more than anything, I'm just going to run that like that and run that into it. Okay, so that function is now gone, and I'm going to go into here and say get data real time. So what do? Well, we still want a DB collection of books, and I've just sneakily inserted here order by author. Okay, so I've just sneaked that in just to show that you can order your data by author. So we'll just check that when we come through with it, and then that books collection is going to, on the snapshot, is going to provide us with records. Okay, so now this is one of the key things. We're going to look now for any changes to our data. All right, so on this line, we're going to say let changes. So there's a thing called doc changes, where we can look for the change. Okay, now the change has a type. So if there's been any change in the database, there'll be one that says added. Okay, in which case we render the book, put it on the page. If it's been removed, we're going to go to the book list, select its ID, and remove that list from our book list. Okay, let's just run through that slowly again. Okay, so what we've got are books by author. Then we're looking for changes in here. So this is doing this real-time stuff for us. It's always listening. Let changes equals snapshot.changes, and then the changes for each change. Okay, we're going to look and see what that change is. If it's of type add, then we render the book, change.doc. Otherwise, we would just remove the child from the list because it's no longer there. And the good thing is this works first time round as well. Okay, so what I'm hoping is that this page will now render exactly the same as it did before. So I press run, there we are, and I've got my books. Now the question is, if I add my new book, will it appear straight away? Good, so let's have a look then. There, Little Women, Louise May Alcott, fingers crossed, add book, bingo. Now we're absolutely cooking, aren't we? Yeah, because we're able to add books just as we like, and then if we click on mine, the X, we click on the X, hopefully the book will go away. And so if we then click on the cross, sure enough, our book, Emma, for example, will disappear. There we are. So we can add a book, we can add an author, okay, and then we can take them away. So they're now doing all that perfectly well in real time, okay, which is exactly what we wanted.